It's FormulaXbox, it's Season 4 and it's Round 2. We're in Malaysia, and it's a very damp Malaysia, as it tends to be in this part of the world. And we're on board with ElusiveKev, and we're away. And we've got Lotus alongside on the right, Casey Legend. Everyone seems to have got away pretty well considering the conditions. And there's a lot of spray. There's awful amounts of spray. Visibility is terrible in turn 1. They've got to pick the point very, very carefully. And I wouldn't be surprised if we see an incident here. And we have indeed. That's exactly what we're seeing. Two Lotuses seem to have come together into turn 1. And Kev's been the collateral damage in that incident. And he's going to have to have a major fight back on his hands now after that. Unfortunate incident, just got himself caught on the outside, and there was nothing he could do about that. As you can see from Jonesy's perspective in P9, the spray is unbelievable. Conditions we haven't seen since maybe even all the way back in Season 1 at Hockenheim. That was some terrible conditions that day, but these seem on a par with that, definitely, and it was a crazy race back then, so we could be in for something of the similar ilk now. And Jonesy unfortunately lost out of position there, and he is down in P10 in the Ferrari, and looks like it could become P11 as Laney goes up the inside, but goes in way too deep there, misses a braking point in the conditions, and Jonesy takes that right back. And here comes Legion in P6. His start was pretty well, actually, got that hooked up very nicely indeed in the slipstream of Stopmat, and so he's under braking. The McLaren's gone particularly ambitious up the inside, and that was never going to come off, I don't think. And he's on the outside, Legion's on the outside of the Ferrari of Stopmat, and he's got the move done there. Picked up lovely traction on the outside line, pinned Stopmat up against the curb, and move completed into P5, into P4 I should say. And here's Insignia, race 1 winner in on his Tier 1 debut in Australia, but he's lost out here to James Lang, and he's on the outside. Can he hold it? I don't think he can. He's got a bit of oversteer there, and the Williams has made it move stick. So Lang, who missed out on Australia, wasn't able to attend, but he's now up to P2, so he looks like he's going to get his season off to a decent start, assuming he can hold off Insignia, who proved his pace in Australia. And back to further on in lap 1, and it's Legion and Stopmat, and they're side by side through the technical turns 5 and 6, and Stopmat's come up trumps there. He's made the move stick, and we cut later on in the lap, and Hamilton fan in P4 has got it all out of shape there, and he's hit the bollard, and Stopmat's come charging through. Out my way please, mister, I'm coming through. And particularly boisterous move there, shall we say. He got the elbows out, and just about on the edge of legality, but I think the stewards will let him off that one. And Hamilton fan, after that incident, next lap, and he's got Legion all over the back of him now, so he's falling down the field like a stone. Will Legion have this corner? Hamilton fan's gone particularly late on the brakes. Can he keep it on the road? I think he can, but unfortunately he's lost the position to Legion. So Hamilton fan went very late on the brakes, almost managed to hang it around the outside, but couldn't quite get the traction and stay on the track to keep the position. And here we go on that 2 as well. We've got Sam and Arte a bit further back on the road in P8, P9, P7 and P8 I should say. And Arte's hanging out around the outside. He's going to have the inside for turn 2. Sam's now on the outside, and if he can get good traction out here, which he is, he's using maybe a touch of curse, and he's got big oversteer on the exit, but that's not slowing him down. He's keeping his foot in, and he's on the inside. Arte's on the outside. Sam's leaving him room if he wants to have another nibble. And Sam's gone very deep. Arte should be able to get the cutback, and that's exactly what he's done. So Sam seems to have the pace over the McLaren at the moment, at this part of the race and at this phase in the first stint, so we may see battle resume very shortly as Kev picks off Landon Beats and takes P14 away as he recovers from that turn 1 incident. Now we're back with the battle for P7. Sam and Arte, 2 of the Tier 2 graduates, and the Marussia's now on the inside. It's almost a repeat performance of what we saw on the last lap, but this time Arte's not quite as far alongside as he was before, which means he hasn't got the high ground in turn 2, and Sam should be able to get the move done, and he has done indeed. So that's P7 for Sam, who finished on the podium actually in the last race, despite having the unfortunate incident in turn 1, as we see Random Beats retaking the position from Kev, which he lost just 1 lap ago. And cutting to Sam now, he's on a fight back just as he was a week ago, and he's coming down the inside of Hamilton Fan into the final corner. He's going in the pit lane, in fact, and Hamilton Fan's following him, but he's got an illegal overtake there. All 4 wheels off the track when he made the move, and so he's had to concede the position on the way into the pits. So it's going to be a pit lane battle between the two, and I think Hamilton Fan will come out on top in that one, considering he got quite a jump on Sam, since the Marussia had to drive clean off the road to let him back through in that narrow pit entry. As we see Jonesy in, and he's going on to the intermediate tyres. I can only assume that's a fault of the game there, because I can't see how Inters would be suitable in these conditions, and I've been reliably informed that it was in fact a Codemasters glitch, and he did actually request the wets. As we see Legion, who had to stay out a lap longer due to his teammate Lang being in the pits, which has meant that he couldn't do his undercut, which he loves to do, and that's meant now that he's easy prey and an easy target for RLSTRM, who takes a position. So he's still got to make his stop, and it's a disappointing setback for Legion. And he's going to have to fight his way back if he wants to regain P5, which he had, I think, before the stops. And here's Kev getting all out of shape, and he's certainly not having the best of days. I'm sure he just wants to end this race and move on to China. But one man who is ending this race on a high. Balance is restored in FormulaXbox as RLSTRM takes yet another race victory in the Red Bull. And we've got a bit of action on the last corner here for P10, with the final point scoring position, Jonesy, on a fight back after he had to make 2 pit stops. And he's got the final point scoring position, so nice to see he finally got something out there in the end. But our winner, RLSTRM, followed by James Lang, and then Insignia in 3rd. That's your podium, and I'll leave you with your race winner, RLSTRM. Familiar sight seeing him on the top step, and well, him and Insignia are set for some championship battle if this continues. But thanks for watching, and goodbye.